Bring it. Give me the bass drum. Come on. Roll it. One of the last times we get to listen to this. How does this not win Best Picture? How do you pick Anora over this? I'm going to turn into the Joker during this live stream. You're watching MMT. The Critics' Choice Awards post-game show is underway. This is the film that should have won. This is the best film 2024. But yet we were just told, have a look. This is your winning film right here. Anora! Holy fuck. This will be the worst ever film to win a best film in the history of cinema. The fact that Sean Baker has any best picture, best film, best anything for this pile of fucking shit is unreal. Oh, it's going to be fun tonight. I was ready to go without knowing that Anora was going to win. But now that it won, I can continue to savage the film as I have since day one when I first set eyes upon one of the most annoying, unfunny, F-bomb laden, masquerading as a script films I've ever had the misery of sitting through. Holy shit. Thank God I'm no longer in Critics' Choice. Yeah, I left. I said, fuck that organization. I'm bigger than the organization. And I would have walked out. First of all, can I just tell you that if I was in attendance tonight at the Santa Monica Barker Hangar here in Los Angeles, I would have walked out. Oh, well, I mean, it was the end of the show, but I would have stormed out. There'd be no saying goodbye to anybody. I would storm out and probably flip a table over on the way. And in the back on the way out, security would be trying to kick. Anora can suck my cock as loud as I could. It would make all the trades. Film guy yells at Sean Baker and says he's a fraud along with his film. Man, that would have been fun. I wish I was there, but I wasn't. Instead, we'll hammer it here. Welcome to the Postgame Award Show here as we do this on most of the major shows, right? We had that for Golden Globes. We now have Critics' Choice and soon to come the Oscars here, always live on MMT, whether on X or on YouTube. Channel on YouTube is Midnight Movie Talk MMT. So you know, we have a lot of things to discuss tonight. The winners. Also, I think the first thing we should start here with is the joke that Chelsea Handler had about Blake Lively. And I have something to say about, let's listen to what she said during the monologue about Blake Lively in the situation, which is, as we know, we've talked about it here on MMT, disastrous. But listen to what she had to say, and then I'll have some commentary.
I am your DEI host, Chelsea Handler.
Always make fun of DEI. That I like. I'm already in. I'm in.
I want to acknowledge that we've been through a lot lately, not just here in Los Angeles, but our entire country. Waking up every day, not knowing what news we are going to hear that will disappoint or horrify us. So it is important in times like these to have a distraction. And that's why I want to personally extend my gratitude to Justin Baldoni and Blake Lively. Thank you for providing us with that distraction. I'm grateful. I think we're all grateful. And I think we're good. I think everybody in this room, no matter whose side you're on, we can all agree to accept that there's probably not going to be a sequel.
Oh, yes, there will. Oh, yeah, there will. There's going to be a sequel. Guys, we've talked about this. This is very simple, okay? There's going to be a sequel to It Ends With Us. It's a $350 million film, okay? This is a film that globally, that's a hit. For a film like that, okay, right? Not a tent pole, not some gigantic sci-fi laden or MCU film. So this is going to have a sequel, but there's just not going to be Blake Lively, right? So I get it. It's a joke. But that's the thing. That's what's so crazy. Just quickly on that, and we'll get to the winners from Critics' Choice, because I know a lot of you are obsessed with this. And I was talking to someone before I got on the stream here tonight about the entire Blake Lively, Baldoni, and Ryan Reynolds, right? That whole situation. Now, even if you think that Blake Lively and Ryan Reynolds conspired to do this shit to Baldoni, and listen, we put that case forward, and I think that's probably the accurate take. But it's still fascinating to me that you had an actress in Blake Lively coming off a $350 million film that put her back into movies, that put her back on the radar, right? She's had a bunch of flops. Now she can say, hey, I'm in a film that's successful. I'm going to have a sequel. Maybe, there's 2 or 3 of them. No. Instead of being happy with what you have, you went ahead and tried to steal, and this is my best guess, tried to steal the film from Justin Baldoni, take it over, and maybe you direct. Maybe Ryan Reynolds' production company, Maximum Effort, takes over. That's what happened. Okay? Allegedly. Hypothetically. Can you imagine having all that power and all of that success and then trying to get more? This will go down as one of the biggest mistakes in the history of Hollywood. Anytime someone says, I'm thinking about doing something, you're just going to say Blake Lively. Blake Lively, unless she has something in her back pocket, she's got pocket aces, right? Unless some shit's there, which I don't think it is. Let me tell you why I don't think she has those. Because if she did, she'd be out waltzing around going, hell yeah, I don't care what he has to say, because bitches, here are my aces. She doesn't have them. And that's why she's in hiding. She hasn't left her place. Okay, we're still going to talk about Critics' Choice. But obviously, we just had that joke. You guys don't understand. How can you allow yourself to be at the pinnacle, to own a soccer team, to sell your gin company, to own a mobile company, at least part of it, and be a major player in Hollywood, an A-list actor who is coming off of $1 billion+ film in Deadpool and Wolverine, and now you're fighting for your career? It's unreal. Just take what you had. Be happy with it. Because unless you got those pocket aces, they're finished. Blake Lively's finished. It's over. Sorry. Over. And Ryan Reynolds is not far behind. If you want any proof of that, you just go look at one of the posts he just put on X and read the comments. In the past, it was like, oh my God, we love you, Ryan. Oh my God. And now it's like, we don't trust you. Right? It's everywhere. That sentiment's everywhere. In fact, I guarantee his agent over at William Morris, along Lively, they both are part of William Morris for now. I guarantee the phone call was had. He's like, listen, what should I do? You need to go lay low. Okay, you need to go lay low for like 6 months. And I know, here's the shit that's crazy, right? And I tried to tell you not to do this shit, but you said you wanted to do it. You wanted to pull the power play, and now you're fucked. But you didn't listen to me. Okay, think of this like Les Grossman. Yeah, I'm a version of Les Grossman. You fucked up, and now you're going to have to live in Wales with Wrexham, go to games, and just be happy with soccer. Football if you're over there. That's it. Because you done fucked up. And here's the thing. The fact that no one had that conversation with him is just otherworldly. I can't even comprehend how that didn't happen and how now they have made their bed and they can't even believe. Well, that's what happens. You fucked around, you found out. Right? FAFO. That's exactly what happened here. And Baldoni is going to end up getting tens of millions from them if this goes the way it's going, unless they have pocket aces, unless they in their back pocket have some shit that's going to make him look just terrible. They are going to pay Justin Baldoni tens, hundreds of millions of dollars to go away. And at that point, their careers were done anyhow, because then you're admitting that you did conspire to destroy this man. There is no way out for them unless they have pocket aces. And from what I can tell, they don't have pocket aces. So it's over. It's fucking over. And again, I talk about it all the time. If you're a celebrity out there, and I know there's some watching, we have a lot of big hitters here in Hollywood that love MMT. You need to give me a call or at least DM me on X. I am there for you, and I would have told, no. $350 million movie. She's working. You're going to get a sequel. Let's be happy. Let's work on something else. We'll get you something out of this. Do not try to do this. This is a power play. This is going to backfire. Even if you pull it off. If this word gets out that what you did happens, he's going to sue you for everything. You're going to be ruined. You have everything. You guys have a family. You have what are we doing? Why are you doing this shit? The answer is no. That's the problem. No one told him no. No one told Blake Lively and Ryan Reynolds no forever. And because of that, they are going down. So yeah, there'll be a sequel. This is that was like the longest possible answer to but is that not dead on? If you're watching on YouTube, you need to hit the like button because that was a nailed, absolute monologue that I didn't have playing. All this shit's live. None of this is rehearsed. I literally just came from the gym where it was shoulder day. Okay, that's what I do. And then I didn't even watch Critics' Choice until I saw Anora won. Here come the winners. Let's look real quickly at that, and then we'll get into what else you want to talk about here on this Friday night, a rare Friday night stream here on MMT, live from the City of Angels. Always Best Picture, Anora. Best Actor, Adrian Brody. We called that Brutalist. That's who I have. That's who I've had the entire time. Some of you think Chalamet, and don't get me wrong. Listen, A Complete Unknown's a better film than Anora. Substance, certainly a better film. These are better films. Anora should never win anything. Didn't win screenplay, but it wins Best Picture. Okay? Also, Best Actress, Demi Moore. Called that. Okay? That is just an easy plug and play for the Oscars. Everything, hopefully it's not Anora, but at least actor and actress are settled. Director was a surprise here tonight with Chu winning for Wicked. Now, you guys know, go back to my reaction stream from Wicked. What did I say? Listen, when I do my evaluations, nobody's better. Ain't nobody. Okay? Nobody. Name somebody. Siskel and Ebert. Dig them up and reincarnate them. I'm better. Oh, man. Weber just said something that was I can't believe. What did he just say? Did he say if there's a zombie Siskel and Ebert? My God, the desecration of the souls. Here's the reality. Nobody alive today can touch what we do. I came out of Wicked, and what did I tell you is the number one thing about that film? Direction, bang. You guys, listen, I don't need a bunch of nobody Critics' Choice members who literally talk on an AM station in Covington, Kentucky. Okay? I don't need those people. I don't need Willie's Waffles. There's literally a critic. Go look. On Critics' Choice, there's a critic. His name is Willie Waffle. Okay? I'm not Willie Waffle, motherfuckers. I'm the real deal. And I told you that the best thing about Wicked is that direction. And remember, we talk about it all the time. Guys, if you're the first time here on MMT, hopefully you know, and you should know, because we've only hammered this a million times, the number one person on set's director. I know that's obvious, but let me explain. You have to have someone who has vision, who has talent, who has the production design brilliance that clearly Chu has here. And remember, we go back to Chu from Gem and the Holograms. So don't call me I'm not a fucking fraud. Weber's the real fucking deal. And for those of you out there, some of you watch tonight, Weber this, Weber that, I'm the fucking man. You guys need to understand that shit. Nobody's railing against Netflix and Critics' Choice tonight like I am. We're getting into that. Trust me. And we're going to go dive deep tonight. Nobody's doing that. Nobody has the balls, because most critics in this space are, well, am I going to get disinvited to the next party? Look at our boy Gore, right? The biggest fucking fraud of them all, who's front and center tonight at Critics' Choice after railing on Hollywood, woke this, woke that. He's in the front row. Oh, you're so great, everybody. Are you fucking kidding me? If you put me at Critics' Choice here tonight and I saw some of these films win, I would boo. They would kick me out. I'd be out of the membership. Not Gore. He's happy with his gin and vodka combo. That's what he's happy with. Fraud. I'm not a fucking fraud. I'm the real fucking deal. So if you have a problem with what I do, you're the problem. I'm the man. I'm the man who brings receipts. I'm the man who attacks and legitimately is objective and journalistically sound. So do not come after me. I'm the fucking man, and you better recognize that shit. Because that's your problem if you don't. That's not a me problem. That's a you problem. Very simple. Nobody's better. certainly none of the 500 members of Critics' Choice. Most of them don't have a fucking clue when you vote for Anora's Best Picture. I'd resign on the spot. I resigned 2 years ago. Because it's corrupt. The organization, let me ask you a question. Is anybody going to ask for the vote tallies tonight? Is anyone going to ask to look at, let's audit all the votes? Hell no. They could make anything the winner. In fact, if anything, Critics' Choice likes to predict who's going to win. That's what they want to do. Look, we predicted who's going to win Best Picture before you. We predicted, remember how, I'll never forget. Remember the year that Lady Gaga was up for, what the hell was it? Was it House of Gucci? And she tied. It was the year they tied. Do you understand the possibilities, right? The probabilities of a tie when you have 500 members. That means 250 and the chances, what's the odds? Less than 1%. That happened? Why did they have a tie? Because you hedge your bets. If this person wins, then we look good. We can say we predicted the winner. If the other person, that's a game. You guys, these award shows don't always go to the votes. I hope you guys understand that shit. Let me explain also. Let's talk about Netflix quick, because Weber's the fucking man, and I will flame out Netflix tonight. Nobody goes this hard. Nobody in this space, because this space is full of lemmings and half-talented bitches, and I fucking bury them 24 hours a day. Let me explain something to you. It's very simple, and no one else will do this because I'm the man. Netflix pays Critics' Choice for tables. Let me explain how this whole works. Yeah, oh, Weber's doing something. Oh my gosh, he's dangerous. It's true. I'm a journalist. Yeah, what you just heard is like crazy. What you're watching, like, I can't believe this shit. Because I am legit and journalistically grounded. Here's what happens at award shows. Let me explain it to you. For the award shows, and we'll use Critics' Choice definitely here tonight. The organization sells tables on the floor to the studios. So Netflix says we will take 3 tables. The tables, let's just say 10,000 each. Maybe they're 20. Okay, they're at least 10K. So 3 tables is 30,000. Let's say your A24 will take 1 table, 10,000. Your Neon will take 2, 20,000. Your IFC will take no tables. Do you understand that if you purchase tables and have after parties like they did down at the Fairmount Plaza here in Century City just a few years ago, not sure if they're having it there tonight. Do you understand that when you are supporting the organization, whether or not you are buying votes, it will look bad? This is why if you're out there and you're like, Weber's the worst, I just fucking destroyed you. Nobody does this shit because I'm the man. Don't forget that shit. Nobody can touch this shit because no one even has the guts to step up and say this stuff. They don't have it. They don't possess it, because what I just said will get you kicked out of Critics' Choice. What I just said will get you blackballed in Hollywood. I don't care. It's the truth. Is it the truth? Answer the question, Critics' Choice. Of course it is. You don't want me to talk about it. Too bad. Too bad. I'm not a member of your organization. Netflix, you don't have theatrical. I don't care about you. So when you purchase tables, when you are in the back pocket of the organization, you are going to be granted favoritism in a vote contest or two. Trust me, it happens. Go ask for the audit. Ask for the audit. Go to Joey Berlin. Go ask him for the audit tonight on every single category. I want to see every vote for every category. You'll never get it. You'll never get it. Willie Waffle voted for. Emilia Perez wins foreign language. Not suggesting that it couldn't win. I don't hate the film nearly as much as everyone else. If I hated the film, God knows that's worth millions of views. Oh, Weber destroys Emilia Perez. First of all, Emilia Perez is a much more interesting film than Anora. Oh my God, not even a contest. Just the concept, right? Okay, we have the rags to riches, Pretty Woman, F-bomb laden garbage fest that is fucking Anora. Or we have a Mexican drug cartel dealer, right? Cartel member who wants to become a woman because he's always thought about that, but also the fact that he wants to go deep into hiding and not be found because they're looking for his ass. And also when he goes away and becomes the woman, then he loses his wife, Selena Gomez, and the kids, and then later brings them back as their aunt. Do you understand how much more interesting that is? Do you guys get? Just think about this. It's so much more of a humanity interesting idea. Whether you think that whole scene with the stuff where he goes in, they goes, "Do you want to be a boy or girl?" That song, it's totally cringy. No one's gonna. But the idea, you guys need to understand concepts. You need to understand humanity. The idea of a father giving up his family because wants to be a woman, but also because he wants to get away and hide and take off with all the cash and live the good life without being caught. Okay, but yet the past keeps coming back because he still has feelings for the ex-wife. She moves on, and then all hell breaks loose. This is so much better than anything in Anora. So I'm just here to tell you we're on the right side of history again with Amelia Perez. Do I think it's the best film of the year? No. Is it better than Anora? Fuck yeah. Oh my God, it's not even close. But yet it's trendy. It's fucking trendy to say that Amelia Perez is bad because we're a bandwagon society. We're lemmings. That's all you guys are. Hopefully not you. The majority of people in the space, fucking lemmings. Who was the only person out in front of Anora? One. Who was the only person out in front of Joker 2 saying it's a very good film? Me. Who was the only person out in front of Beau is Afraid early? Me. Who was the only person out in front of the first person out of the theater for Babylon telling you it was a fucking disaster? What happened with that film? Went down hard. I'm good. And I'm also fearless. The majority of people in the space are neither of those things. And that's bad. And yet they think they can hang? You can't hang. It's not even a contest, man. It's not a fucking contest. It's not. So don't even think it is. What I just laid out for the first 20 minutes of this is better than anything you're going to watch on a live stream about Critics' Choice. You can go watch the Awards Whisperer or whoever dork bitch that's doing the stream. I promise you we just destroyed them in 20 minutes. And I'm not even halfway there. Yeah, oh, Weber's boasting. Too bad. We're fucking good. And to the haters out there, you better fucking realize it. I'm the good guy. Whether you like it or not, you better recognize it. I'm done playing that game. I'm not that guy. Bruce, that was it. This is what we do, right? God almighty. Listen, honest to God, I've told you guys, I think I'm going to pivot to a stand-up career. I can do it. This is guys, I don't have notes. I don't have a teleprompter. I am literally shooting every single time. Bang. Twin gold pistol arrows. Oh, Lord, watch out. Nice pull. Here's the thing. That's what we do. This is what we do. Demi Moore wins Best Actress. Academy gives Bruce an honorary Oscar. Think about that. Who knows how long he has. Ratings galore. Listen, she better win. She better win over Mikey Madison. Okay, for sure. And Anora better not win Best Picture. And, here's the thing, right? The other half of me destroying Anora or hammering Netflix here tonight is, first of all, I'm fair because I can turn around and love the next Neon film. And or I actually, again, look at me. I just destroyed Netflix and said they could possibly be buying a vote to get these wins for Amelia Perez. And I'm telling you, the movie's not bad. This is what I'm telling you. If you're a hater out there, you need to listen. Take your ear, put it right up to the fucking microphone, right up to the volume, and listen to what I have to say. This is what makes me the best. I literally flame Netflix and then defend Amelia Perez. This is what makes me better than anybody. And that's the reality of it. Learn to live with it, baby. That's the truth. And Bruce, you're 100% right. That could be a way to go. Listen, I'm just not, as we talk about this, back to the winners, and we'll do that. Weber, you're always getting sidetracked. By the way, I want to thank you, Bruce, first of all, for the super chat. You are awesome. Everybody who supports the channel, we love it. Thank you for being here. Listen, I understand I'm not for everybody. I get it. I understand that Weber's super opinionated. I understand. But what you can't say, you know what the funny thing is? The haters never say. They have never once said the guy's not good. Never once, because they can't. They go, shit, I can't say he's not in shape. I can't say he looks like Jabba the Hutt. I can't say he's bald. What do I do? He's opinionated. Whoa, geez, that's really awful. I don't have anything else. He's taken everything else away. He's got a six-pack. He's got hair. He's not hideous. He's good. What am I gonna do? I don't know. He's fucking God. I just don't. Learn to love it, baby, like Ric Flair used to say, because it's the best thing going today. Exactly. I do have wrinkles. I do have wrinkles, Gone Girl. It is what it is. I'm not 28 anymore, unfortunately, but I still look like it when I take my shirt off. Oh, wait a second, Weber. Oh, everyone's like, oh my God, I can't believe this guy. He's the worst. Here's the deal. If you don't like the fact that I'm ripped or that I'm in shape, here's the thing. Use that as motivation. Go to the gym yourself. Don't sit there and be self-loathing. Go do something for yourself. Don't be angry with me because I do something for myself. Don't be angry with me because I just came from the gym for an hour and a half and I enjoy going. That's not a me problem. One more time, you redirect. That's a you problem, right? Not a me problem. You control your own thoughts, okay? I don't worry about those things. I worry about Anora winning Best Picture. I'm not going to lie. Best Production Design, Wicked, just like we said, that's what you draw out of that film, right? Hey, listen, I think we're going to start doing this. We've talked about this a lot, but when I do any evaluation now, I'm going to pick at least one element that you're going to spotlight. That's the number one thing going for it, right? You know, we sat through the shit ass. Oh my God, Hard Eyes. I don't have anything for that. But for a film like Amelia Perez, what would you say? I would say direction. I'd say direction. Now, I'm not going to say the songs. I don't think songs are great, but I'm going to say direction. It's a well-directed film. It is. And the fact, if you don't understand that, I can't help you. Again, that's not my job. You have to get more educated. You have to start watching MMT. You got to be better. You got to see these things. You know, the thing is like, look, I was going back to that movie Hard Eyes last night, and it's got like people are raving about it. I don't know what's going on. I'm going to say this again. I've said it before. It's very hard as someone who has a deep, much more intellectual view of life to deal with people who are surface-dwelling, knuckle-dragging, McDonald's-eating dumb fucks. I'm just going to lay it out for you like that. And well, I know what I just said is really harsh, but you understand how there's going to be a clash, right? There's going to be a clash. And I'm not saying I go to the steakhouse and eat the tuna tartare and have my filet with my béarnaise sauce, although I have. Not recently, that's for sure, but in the past. But here's the thing, is that those are the things I'd much rather have. That said, I can go to 7-Eleven every day and I get my gigantic Diet Mountain Dew and I'm very happy. Every day I go to 7-Eleven, I walk in with my gigantic double gulp and I fill it with hopefully Diet Mountain Dew, but typically it's Diet Coke. I have a gigantic one. You can probably tell I still running off that. And that makes me happy. So I can relate both ways. But when I watch a movie, it better not be stupid. And Hard Eyes is dumb as hell. I mean, and same thing with Anora. The laughs, tell me. I challenge everybody. And Gone Girl, you're still here. Hit me some comments. I challenge anyone to tell me one thing that's clever in Anora. Go for it. Tell me one funny, clever moment. Go for it. Where they're chasing around Manhattan using the Instagram picture to find him. Is that clever? Is that funny? I'm sorry, that's not. That they use F-bombs in the entire scene. Oh, it's the whole movie. But the entire scene where she's getting tied up in the house and then she's getting gagged and it goes on for 45 minutes. They're yelling back and forth and you got to get an annulment. I can't believe it. She's like, fuck you. That's good. That's funny. That's clever. You need to tell me because you can't. There's not one thing in Anora, not one thing about that film that makes it great. Not one. Not one. Other than the song. I do like to take that remix. We'll probably play it at the end. It's the only thing I like about Anora. Because I'll always play that song. It's one of my favorites. But the rest of the movie, that has nothing to do. He just picked the song. Sean picked a cool song. There's nothing about that film that's deserving of a Best Picture. I agree, Eric. You objectively review a film based on merit, storytelling, direction, performance, cinematography, so on. Thank you, Jason. I mean, that's what we do. That's what we do. I don't have an agenda. I don't have an woke agenda. I don't have an anti-woke agenda. I don't have one. That's probably why we're always going to be this little niche, kind of thing. It is what it is. I'd rather do this. This is much more interesting to me than to be one of these people's like, oh, there's a lot of views in hating Amelia Perez. Let's drill it. Right? I have never, and you guys know this now because you clearly have watched, anybody who's watched the channel, I have never once come in here after a movie with my initial take, bang, and said what I expected the audience to say or what I was expected of me to say. I say what my reaction and what I see as an evaluator who's very talented at this sees. Yeah, I know some of you are like, oh, how dare he talks like that. I'm good. I am. I get told that all the time. I don't need, why do you think I get DMs from directors and producers? Do you think it's because I don't know what I'm talking about? Oh, I got news for you. It is because I know what I'm talking about. Okay? Remember, back to Fabelmans. I tell you the story to remind anybody who's watching going, this guy, let me explain. Again, if I talk about it, it happened. I saw Fabelmans early on in the cycle. They brought it to LA after it was in Toronto. I watched it and goes, oh my God, what am I watching? Okay. And I came out and said, this is not good. This is not a great Spielberg movie. It's probably his worst film. And so I say that. I'm like one of the only people out in front of Fabelman saying it's not a good film. Okay. Now, what happens? 2 days later, direct message from a producer who knows everybody in town. I just want you to know, and this is some great stuff. Whenever I tell a story, it just always is just like the boom. There it is, right to the gut. Here's what they say. Universal also agrees that Fabelmans is not a good film. The execs there have said that. Do you see? This is the intel. This is the stuff I get, right? So again, listen, yeah, it's subjective. Yeah, blah, 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 blah. Some people are better than others. Okay, I haven't missed often. You guys are going to say Ant-Man 3. I enjoyed the movie. Give me a fucking break. It's a Marvel movie. It's stupid. Who cares? Thor, Love, and Thunder. I'm not evaluating them as, Scorsese. I'm evaluating them as an MCU film that I don't really care about CBMs, in that I don't care about the canon and all the lore and all the bullshit. I just want to watch a fun movie, and those were fun movies. Give us a small peek inside your script. Nope, I can't because, I got some major news on the script coming up. I can't say it. Anyhow, yeah, the script's awesome. Script's so good. Weber, of course I wrote it. First of all, just based on how I operate here on the stream, do you think that I would back something that wasn't really good? No. You guys know me better than that. Because first of all the film Twitter losers that can't realize that I'm the fucking hero, they're going to be like, oh, Weber wrote this. It's terrible. He's toxic. How's he toxic? He hates movies. Oh, I'm sorry. You're not allowed to say Anora's a piece of shit? I'm sorry. Who cares? You should be happy that he's the only guy out there saying that. Because God knows Sean Fantasy, the biggest fraud of them all. Gore's a fraud in that he does one thing and says another. Fantasy has no talent. Zero. He's got zero. Clip it and send it to him. I don't care. Fantasy's garbage. Garbage. And the fact you guys have him up on a pedestal is embarrassing. Embarrassing. That guy's a joke. Oh, he writes for whatever the fuck it is, not the Atlantic. Whatever. Ringer. I don't care. Who cares? I don't care. I don't care what a director directed before. If the movie's bad, it's bad. Scorsese like Nosferatu. Cinematography, which of course won here tonight. Fine. That's it. Best song was Mila Perez. Adapted screenplay, Conclave. Best hair and makeup substance, makes sense, as you know, back end of that film for sure. Best visual effects, Dune. Dune's not going to win Jack at the Oscars. It did better the first one. It will have way more Oscars for the first one. Best score challengers, wasn't even nominated for Oscars. That's clearly the best score of the year. That and what was there's another one we really loved this year. Oh, Brutal's score is great. Brutal's score is perfect for the film. Best original screenplay for Substance, love it. Couldn't win best film, but win screenplay. Well, at least Anora didn't win best original screenplay because it's definitely not that. That's the thing is, I'm trying to figure out what makes Anora the best film. It didn't win screenplay, didn't win editing, doesn't win actress. Why is it the best film? It can't even win the smaller categories, but it wins the bigger one? Does that make sense to you guys? It makes no sense. Fantasy or Soups? Soups at least knows he's an idiot. Fantasy thinks he's good. I mean, I think if you ask Sean Fantasy, he'd say he's talented. He's like one of the best. He would probably say that. He wouldn't say it on camera. He believes it. And you guys all prop it up. You guys all act like, oh, he's so brilliant. I see his tweet, 5,000 likes for some innocuous bullshit that has no substance. Remember the one he came out of like Poor Things? He's like, oh, because he's got to write to all the young kids, right? He's got to hit them up. He's like, he goes, Emma Stone enjoyers. You'll have fun with the movie. It's one of the worst tweets I've ever read, and yet there he is, the vaunted on Mount Rushmore fraud, Sean Fantasy, fucking fraud. I hope if I'm at another screen, you're there, Fantasy. I'll call you a fraud to your fucking face. I won't do it unless you come up to me, but I'll call you your face. You're a fucking fraud. I destroy you every day, dude. Every day. It's not even a contest, guys. This isn't a contest. I don't care if he has 10,000 views or 10,000 fucking likes or he has his little show. He's reading a teleprompter and he has nothing interesting to say. Why would you watch somebody who says exactly what you expect them to say, like a pull toy, right? Like the old toy, you pull it and it says the exact same thing every time. You know what he's going to say. This is good because Film Twitter likes it. This is bad because Film Twitter hates it. Right? Show me something that's interesting. You can't. He's not interesting. I'm sorry. You guys, it's crazy, man. The way some people are overvalued, it's amazing to me. And again, I go back to what I said. There's a lot of people that are McDonald's eating simpletons. And I just do not jive with you. I just can't. You can't even handling the undead. How can you again, right? one of our number 2 film of the year, Handling the Undead from Neon. The themes, the emotion of that film. What would you do if a loved one came back that was dead, but yet they're not fully back? They're a zombie, but they're going to be in your life, but they're going to stare like a vegetable at the wall. But yet they're your brother, they're your sister, they're your son. That's interesting. Do you guys understand? That's so much more interesting than anything in Anora. A hooker hooks up with a Russian rich guy and they drop F-bombs, and then at the end she bones his the thug assistant in the car and she cries. Fucking terrible. You guys don't understand. The world that we lived in is backwards, man. It's upside fucking down. If you think Anora is the best film of the year, I want you to know that you have terrible taste. You have legitimately embarrassing taste. Like, I wouldn't even admit what I did. I would just not say anything. If that's what I thought, I would just shut up. I'd be like, I'm not going to even talk, because you don't understand. When you open your mouth and say Anora is a great film and it's full of what? Full of what? Full of F-bombs? Full of a one-note character who's a bitch? What's it full of? I'm sorry. Can you tell me? You can't. Of course you can't. No, well, they won't. Slacker, they won't come on. Because I'm going to ask them questions they don't want to be asked. I'm not Sean Fantasy. That's why he butters them up. You know, he had Ridley Scott on. Go watch the episode. Someone sent me a clip of it. It was butter. I would go, Ridley, Gladiator 2 is so underwhelming. What were you doing during that movie? And he'd probably storm out, but I wouldn't stop. Do you think because I had Ridley Scott on, I wouldn't ask that? That's the difference between me, Gore, and everybody else in the space. Their majority of them are frauds. They will never do the real deal. I'm the real fucking deal. Okay? And that's why I can't have them on. Because I'm going to ask them questions going to make them very uncomfortable. And I'm going to be brutally honest. But I think the beauty is, right, I got so much heat for hating poor things. And who was the biggest fan? That flip, right, from that to Kinds of Kindness. I was like flying that flag early. I like Kinds of Kindness a lot more than poor things. See, that's what I do. If Sean Baker redeems himself with this next film with actually a screenplay that has some depth and some real emotion, not faux bullshit with a one-note character, then I will say it's good. That's the difference between me and everybody else. I don't carry grudges. It's only for right now. Sean Baker, very overrated. Fantasy is never going to show me anything, so that's not going to change. But yeah, it would be great, but it's not going to happen because they won't come on. Why would they? They're going to get attacked. By the way, one thing I want to mention here, Best Comedy was a tie between Real Pain, one of the best films of the year, should be in Best Picture, isn't, and then Deadpool and Wolverine. Ryan Reynolds was not there. Remember what I told you guys off the top of this thing. Ryan Reynolds is in hiding. Blake Lively is definitely not coming out of the house. They are fucked, okay? And the fact that Ryan Reynolds was not here tells you, because, you know, trust me, they already know who wins. They have the vote totals. They can say, hey, Ryan, get on a plane, be out here, and you can accept for Deadpool Wolverine. And at least try it. He knows he needs to lay low. He knows that. And he should. Ryan, I wish you would have DM'd me. You know, you could have. You follow me on Twitter. You could have DM'd me and said we were thinking about, and here's the thing. Can I explain one thing? I get DMs from people all the time. I got some gals asking for shirtless pictures. I feel like I probably shouldn't do it. But here's the thing. No dick pics. Oh my God. It's going to be one of the film Twitter people trying to get me. Here's what I'm going to tell you is that when you look at my DMs, I have never once burnt a source. Never once. I told you the story. Did I say who said it? I have not told anybody. Anybody, even the people that I talk to and I'm really close to, they go, who said that? I don't ever tell. I'm a journalist. Do you understand? Journalists don't burn sources, right? Yes, I used to be in TV news. You guys, laugh at Weber, the teleprompter reader. I was not a teleprompter reader, just like I'm not now. I'd read it because they made me read it, but then all of a sudden I'd break. Oh, God, he's breaking from the teleprompter. I'd start reading, today we have the COVID numbers. Here's how I would do COVID, right? Because you remember how I felt about COVID. So about, like 3 months into COVID, I would have been like, here's the latest numbers on COVID. 58 people have died, 78,000 are in the hospital. And then, but wait a second, how many people are normally in the hospital this time of year? Does anyone run the numbers? Watch, I'm doing it live. And I'd look like this, like Letterman, right? Or something. Has anyone run the numbers on what the hospitals usually look like this time of year? Like, is that roughly what it usually is? Or is it a little higher? Is anyone, I'm just curious, have we done that? Can you get research on that? Okay, good. All right. So back to, sorry guys, that was my bad. I did that all the time. Ask anyone who ever watched me. I would break fucking prompter all the time. That's what makes me better than, dude, guys, listen, I've said this before. I'm going to do it again. I'm just going to say it because I have to, the stories are real, so I might as well tell the stories. One of the big talent people came in from one of the station groups I worked for and talked to the salespeople. And I had a good friend in sales, and the sales guy came to me and he said, "Hey, I'm not supposed to tell you this, but I just want you to know that the bigwigs think that you're one of the most talented people they've ever seen." And I was like, "Well, that's cool, but I'm probably going to say something that gets me fired, so it's not going to work out." The problem, if you look at wherever I've been, is that I am going to say something that's get me in trouble. Here, it doesn't matter because I'm talking about movies and I'm allowed to flame a director or torch gore or whoever I want to do. It doesn't matter. But when you're working for a station group and you go on and you talking about COVID, is this really happening or are we being fed some numbers? That's going to get you in trouble. You guys understand that, right? That's the difference. That's why I can't stop. It's not. I was born to just say what's on my mind, and that's why when you get these streams, you're going to get. And listen, we just did a stream last night about how dragons are real. That's not going to work in corporate America. That's not going to work. But it's also dead on. I think it's 100% right. Sean Baker's next film is about a fit. That might be his most interesting film yet, Kuzma. It might be. Now, let's finish up the winners. I'm not going to do TV because we don't give a shit. Foreign language was Emilia Perez, as you guys probably gathered because I mentioned the whole Netflix thing. And then best editing challengers, good call. That's one. I never saw My Old Ass. I heard it was solid, though. Best young actor and actress or actress. Cinematography, Nosferatu. Culkin, Real Pain, we called that. Saldana, Emilia Perez. Category fraud, but she's great in that film. Emilia Perez is not a bad film. Sorry, guys. You're wrong. But yet I know it's trendy. That's the film Twitter thing. It's trendy to say it's terrible. Anora's way worse than Emilia Perez. It's not even close. Guys, not even close. No contest. Yeah, the one song's cringy about do you want to be a girl? Do you want to be a boy? And they're in the fucking operating. That's bad. But that's it. It's like, go back to Little Mermaid, which I actually defended, right? The Black Little Mermaid. Oh my God, that's terrible. I said, no, I think it's actually a pretty good adaptation. I like it. The songs are solid. She's got a great voice. I do not like the crab Aquafina bed scene. God, that's horrible. But the rest of the film, right? You have to understand that one scene does not ruin a movie. Conversely, 2 good scenes does not make a movie. Babylon, 2 good scenes. First sound with Margot Robbie, and then Brad Pitt being told he's done. That's it. 2 scenes. 2 scenes do not make a movie. Do not tell me that was yeah, great. That's 2 scenes. It's almost 3 hours long. Those scenes combined are probably 20 minutes max. That means I have another 2 hours and 40 minutes of garbage. That's the difference, right? So one bad scene doesn't mean the movie's bad. That's what people do now. They don't, because they're not true. They're not good, man. Most people aren't good in this space. Sorry, I'm tired of talking about this shit. It's the same thing over and over. Wild Robot, hellaciously overrated film. But, listen, it wasn't a great year for animation. Although I would pick, for sure, I keep saying Diary of a Snail. Memoir of a Snail. Same thing, right? Diary, memoir, right? Of a snail. I like that film. Weird film. Oh, some of the shit that happens in that film, you're like, what am I watching? This is cool. Anytime you can take animation, and I know anime does this a lot, and give us a story that's not a typical kid story. It's got some really complex, weird shit going on in there. Depression and dealing with family trauma and a father. And oh my God, there's so much going on in Memoir of a Snail. It's way better than Wild Robot. Wild Robot is a movie that you think is deep, and it's really not. It's an amalgamation of all these other films. Look, here it is. Let's gather everyone together, and it's basically a movie about communism, right? Is it not? If we all work together, then we can. Okay, yes, teamwork, but also communism. It is. There's a lot of that shit going on. Also, there's a lot of messaging with the Earth, right? Look, there's the Golden Gate Bridge underwater. There's your messaging, right? We don't like films that message. We like Emilia Perez doesn't really message. It's talking about trans, but it's part of the story. It's not like all of a sudden there's just a random trans character. The journey is about the cartel leader, going to turn into a woman because he wants to. He always has, always thought he was. Right? And he also wants to disappear from the face of the earth. And so the authorities don't get him. That's great. It's way more interesting. Right? That's what you guys don't understand, man. You don't throw the baby out with the bathwater. Now, Anora, you throw the whole thing in the fucking trash. The whole thing and you burn it, right? Not here in LA because we don't want that. We don't need any more fires. But in a city that doesn't have fire issues, you can burn the dumpster. Not here. And then there's TV. We're just going to stop right there. Ty West producer on Twitter heard you say, yeah, he did. Luis, he used to follow me. I don't know if he does, but yeah, I used to talk to him. It wasn't many of my sources. We said hello here and there. But yeah, after I came out and gutted Maxine, that was pretty much the end of that relationship. And Maxine's is so bad. I mean, again, there's really no way to justify how that film was made, given, especially because you have X and Pearl that are so great. I mean, I think X is better than Pearl, but they're both very good at what they are. And then you throw Maxine. Whoa, why'd you do that? You had a chance to make one of the greatest horror trilogies of all time, and then you give us Maxine. Wow. Okay. I mean, listen, again, Maxine, on a base level, her coming out to LA and she's going to get involved in the porn industry, that's good. Okay. Just stick to that. And then you can introduce the Night Stalker and even have the Night Stalker as the killer. Instead, you've got Dad coming. Oh my God, the back end of that film is one of the worst things I've ever seen. I couldn't believe. Why is it one of the worst? Because of the legacy. So when you're watching Maxine, you're like, okay, everything's cool. Okay, I get it. We're doing, and then then you start to, not only are you watching a bad film at the back end, you're watching a legacy of a possible all-time trilogy get destroyed by a final act. That is really hard to watch for a fan, right? As a fan, you're like, oh my God, I can't believe, I can't watch this, right? You're watching going, what is this Tarantino shit that's terrible? You're like, oh, the end of that thing in the hills, and oh, it's one of the worst endings I've ever seen. But again, it makes it worse because you had, right? So you're already so far ahead with two films. All you have to do is get across the finish line. And instead, you get close to the finish line, you trip, you wipe out, break your nose, teeth fall out, and then you don't even cross the finish line. That's Maxine. Wow. I mean, listen, Ty, sorry, it's the reality of it. Listen, we have good streams, we have bad streams. If you were to tell me one of my streams was terrible, you're right. You're right. We've had streams. Go back and watch some of the early ones. They're not good. They're okay. There's no, now they're all pretty solid. Some are better than others. Some are like Weber's going too hard on this, Weber's that, but who cares? It's live. This stream, if I started again, this stream would be totally different. That's what I swear to God, there's nobody in this space who's able to, in the moment, maneuver as quickly as I am. So in other words, right now, I can go 100 different ways. I could all of a sudden start talking about the Super Bowl. I can go back, talk about Maxine. We can veer off and talk about Hard Eyes last night. We can go ahead and talk about Critics' Choice. We can go to the Oscars. We can zoom back out to the Dragons, right? Wide angle. Or we can, talk about something as mine. Go back to the Blake Lively, Ryan Reynolds, Baldoni. Do you see? That's what, no one else can do that. I'm sorry, it's the reality. No one can shoot that fast at different targets. That's what this takes. You have to have a processor and you have to have knowledge. If you don't have the knowledge, you can't do what I'm doing. It's just impossible. It's impossible. You're going to watch the awards whisperer, whoever that nerd is. I forget his name. My God, always sends the most boring tweets, gets tens of thousands of views. I don't know who watches it. Probably some people who eat McDonald's. Here's the thing. Is they can't do what I do. Right now he's rehearsing. Edit. That wasn't good. Edit. Yeah, walk the tightrope. You won't. That's what I thought. Open comment here. Let's do it. I've said everything I need to say. 47 minutes. I wasn't even going to do a stream. I just wanted to come on and talk. I'm going to put this up. I'll make it smaller. This is what we call the comment blast closeout. Every time I do a stream, I try to get to as many comments as possible that I didn't get to. So if Gone Girl sees something he likes, pop it up. I'll react to it. And maybe we'll play. You know what I'll do as we do this? Because I like to play the song too. I'll start with this comment, then I'm going to play the song. I told you guys I like one thing from Anora, so I'm going to play the song again because it is great. But it has nothing to do with Anora. It's just the opening song and later in the movie. Maxine was bloated, lost the unique concept of the original. It's a total letdown. But it's not just, listen, Kuzma, it's not just about the letdown, right? It's the active destruction of a franchise. You're watching in real time Ty West torch his trilogy's legacy. That's hard to watch. very hard to watch. In fact, right. So Ty West, again, if he brings that film across the finish line the way that we hoped, then we are talking about all-time Ty West. Oh my God! Now Ty West stock has dropped so far that whatever's next, I'm going to be like, I can't trust you. So that's how bad that second part of that is. And listen, just how about just the part where she's running around Universal with what's his ass chasing him, and it's like a goofy Scooby-Doo cartoon. So bad. It's so bad. I felt, the thing is I'm going to be honest with you guys, and Luis, you were there that night. I was trying so hard to justify what I was watching because I love those two movies so much, and finally I just go, I can't do it anymore. This is bad. Right? Because remember, you're so far ahead that I'm just like, get it across the finish line. Give me something great. Listen, you're talking about the 80s and porn. You're talking about Holmes and Seika and Ginger Lynn and Amber Lynn and all of Hypatia Lee, all the fucking great porn stars of the past, right? The Ron Jeremys. Well, okay, maybe that's not the best example. The Harry Reams, right? The TT Boys. When you did I tell you I can shoot from about 1,000 different angles here? When you look at that, you had that it's ripe. It is ripe. And then you get what you get. And I got to put a little on that Ty West age. Ty West is not Gen X. He's not that old. He needs to be more my age to really nail that 80s porn thing. I would have brought in someone playing John Holmes. I mean, yes, I understand that's going back to Boogie Nights, right? Which is a version. I would have brought in someone playing Harry Reams then, right? Harry Reams is hilarious. You guys ever seen a porno with Harry Reams? Go watch. He's the guy who's talking the whole time. Baby, come over here. Let me do it. He's got the mustache, not unlike what I look like now. But there's an opportunity for the real comedy. I think Ty West really shows his weakness as a writer in that back act. It's one of the worst things I've ever seen, that final act. And again, first of all, Maxine's never going to be on the wall. I'm going to pretend it doesn't exist. I'm going to pretend it was just a sequel. That's it. X and Pearl. There's no Maxine. If you tell me there's a Maxine, I'm going to say, no, there wasn't. There's only 2 movies. Open comments as we get ready to play it. I do have it. Get ready. I told you there's one thing that's good about the film. Here it comes. Oh, hold on. Let me stop. I hit it. I don't have the volume up. I turned it down. Hold on, everybody. Open comments start right as soon as the song starts. You guys ready? Here it comes. The only thing that's good about Anora. Take that. The remix. There it is. Open comment here on this Friday night to close this out. This might be like our comment closeout thing. Gone Girl, hit me with whatever you got. Whatever you got here. Thank you. I do, Kuzma. I know my porn history. No one is as well versed as sports, porn, football kits, movies, action figures, obscure from the 80s, like the Clash of the Titans and the Trons, and the more obscure action figures. Comic books when I was a kid, not now. And 12-inch singles. I was DJ Webslinger in Columbus, Ohio. You don't think I know my dance music? How do you think I found this remix? I found it the night when I saw the movie. There it is. Because I heard. Only thing that's good about Anora, right here. Every director's made a bad film. Well, yes, Jason, you're right. But Maxine is doubly awful because all he had to do was get it across the finish line. And like I said, stumbles, breaks his nose, teeth fly out. It doesn't even cross the line. Maxine, wow, what a fucking disaster. Have you seen Rachel Brosnahan in the Critics Award? No, I have not. I'll quickly see if I can find her. Is she looking hot? Let's see. Maybe I would have liked to go to the awards. Hey, listen, was Elizabeth Olsen there? If she was there, I would have probably said hello. I told you she kind of like, well, she was sort of hitting on me. Weber, you fuck. Oh, here it is. There she is. This is what you're talking about? There she is. Hold on. There she is. I mean, yeah, she's very cute. So is Elizabeth Olsen. Have I said that before? And the undead brutally flow. Don't jump on it. Favorite 80s? Oh, probably 18. 18. Anything else? This is on. Shoot. Hit it. Fast. Quicker. Faster. I think Mikey Madison's cute. I don't. No, I don't think she's not. Elizabeth Olsen's way cuter, right? Way cuter. Quick downfall of RR should be studied. Like what fuck? Ryan Reynolds. We will do that on Sunday night. It's bad. It's really bad for Ryan Reynolds. Anora ruled. Fun movie. Hell no. Film space figure. Can't wait. What? Because he can't handle it. I don't think he does. He drinks though. That's for sure. But he's a total hypocrite. He makes fun of Hollywood in these front row. The fuck is that? All right, the song's over. We're out. See you back here Sunday night. Thanks for being here. As always, peace out. Live from City of Angels. MMT is off the air. See you Sunday. Good night.